Good evening, this is Eldad Amara. It's really strange how people do not question authority. They seem to believe everything they see on TV and read in newspapers and don't question anything. They don't do their own research. I think it's very important for people to do their own research and not believe everything that they're told. It's your inalienable right also to ask questions. You see the thing going on about the coronavirus at the moment. There's so many misinformation and also very true information. There's some conspiracy theory and there's some very correct information. But a lot of people don't seem to go out and do their own research, and this, as I keep saying, is very important. You know what I found really funny though? Last year when the coronavirus came out, a program called Teams, which is apparently owned by Bill Gates. This is the Teams program. Now a lot of schools and colleges, when they went into lockdown, used Teams. And then 5G came out around about the same sort of time. I found that a bit coincidental. And then you had the coronavirus, which was the theme behind all of it. So you had three things which were happening quite close together, and that was the coronavirus, you had 5G and software programs coming out which was starting to be used in schools, and also for students online also. Start moving towards more online teaching and not so much in the classroom. Is this going to be another way of the government saving themselves money by doing online teaching? There was a program I watched the other day on YouTube, I think it was in Australia, where they had this robot in a university. Right? And the robot was teaching, well, not actually teaching, but giving instructions in the classroom. The robot wasn't fully functional, it had to be lifted and carried everywhere, carried into lifts and into the classroom. So it wasn't fully functional yet. But the program is still being developed there for us to have robots working in classrooms, as well as remote teaching online. So somebody's going to start losing their jobs. Somebody is going to start losing their jobs. Another thing I've come across, Bill Gates is starting to buy up a lot of farmland, poor farmland in America. So far he's bought about 30% of farmland in America. So as the market is crashing everywhere in the world, Bill Gates has been buying up farmland. But he's not the only rich person that's been doing this. There's other rich people doing it as well. But why are they buying up this farmland? Why? There's obviously some reason that they're buying this farmland up. And you see some of these fires as well, forest fires that's been happening in places like LA and wood fires. Some of these fires could be set up deliberately. Some of these fires could have been set deliberately to burn down the land, and trees take a long time to grow back. Some trees hundreds of years to grow back. So once they burn the farmland down, it has no use except for to put something on it. Now, is it possible that they want to put factories onto these farmlands and start growing GM foods? Is this what they're doing? Now this is a very short video. I want you to do your own research. I'm not telling you whether to believe me or not, but I want you to look at something called the AstraZeneca CV-19, that's the coronavirus 19 vaccine. There's something in this vaccine and it's called a polysorbate 80, which is a non-ionic surfactant, right? That's the polysorbate 80, which is a non-ionic surfactant, right? It's a form of emulsifier, okay? As a water-soluble, a yellow-colored liquid. Now, I know from when I used to do paint and decorating, we used to use emulsifier because it was found in paints. It would bond oil and water together, because oil and water wouldn't bond together, so they used this emulsifier. Alright, but anyway, this polysorbate 80 has been found to cause things like problems with organs, yeah, such as colon cancer. Now I want you to go check this out for yourself, okay? It's actually on the packaging of the AstraZeneca the AstraZeneca vaccine. I don't want you to believe me, I want you to do your own research. There's something else on the packaging, and I can't lie if it's actually on the packaging, okay, for this AstraZeneca. It's actually on the packet, so I'm not lying. These chemical names are on the packet. There's something called CHA. It's not called, it's a code, and it's CHADOX1-S recombinant. I want you to look that up to see what that means. I'll give the code again, CHADOX1-S, and then in brackets, recombinant. What does that mean? It's got something to do with DNA strand. I want you to look up something called transverse myelitis. That's transverse myelitis, TM in abbreviation, okay? So do your own research. Don't believe everything that someone tells you. Don't believe everything you hear on the news. You need to do your own research. Okay? You're too lazy and you've been used to being spoon-fed. You're used to being spoon-fed. You need to get out of the habit. Right, there's been a lot of misinformation. I'll say again. There's been a lot of misinformation about Bill and Melinda Gates owning the patents for a coronavirus vaccine. There's an organization that's called fullfact.org, fullfact.org, and they say there is no patent for a new COVID virus known as SARS-CoV-2, SARS-CoV-2, which causes COVID-19. Before this paper was written, a patent existed for a different coronavirus called avian infectious bronchitis virus. That's IBV. That is IBV. Avian infectious bronchitis virus. This is not owned by Bill or Melinda Gates. Right, the patent is owned by Pirbright, that's Pirbright Institute in the UK. And I'll spell Pirbright again. This is Pirbright Institute in the UK. They own the patent on this vaccine and not Bill and Melinda Gates. There's a lot of misinformation, as I say, but it's up to you really to do your own research. Stop being spoon-fed. And it's also up to you to ask questions. That's your inalienable rights. Anyway, If you like this video, please subscribe or give me a like, or hit the notification bell and subscribe to my channel, and you will get an invite to any future videos that I do. Okay, Eldad, over and out.